at 10:45, and that means it's time for a little Lights, Camera, McCarthy. And Kevin, actually, this is perfectly timed, because I actually remember seeing Twisters when I was looking through things that I wanted to see.
That was
such
a huge blockbuster.
Exactly, and I was looking at it, and I saw a huge promo for it.
Yeah, the first Twister, I was 12 years old when it came out. I remember distinctly seeing that in the theaters. One of the most famous scenes for people who haven't seen it, there's a scene where these Twisters are happening over water and the cows start flying. And the filmmaker who made that movie also directed Speed right before it, like a really great director. So now they're making a sequel. The sequel is hitting theaters this Friday, and it has a whole new cast, including Glen Powell, who's one of the biggest stars on the planet right now. You also know Daisy Edgar-Jones from a show called Normal People, Anthony Ramos, and so many more. And it's essentially, you know, the idea of the first one. You have these storm-chasing crews who are kind of going up against each other to try and capture the most incredible data they can get. But also this one focuses a lot on the damage that tornadoes cause and the idea of helping people out. Because, you know, these movies are meant to be blockbusters, but at the same time, tornadoes are very serious things. Yeah. And I think the movie kind of does a really good job of balancing that. And I had the chance this weekend, I traveled to LA to sit down with Glen Powell, Daisy Edgar-Jones, and Anthony Ramos. The first question I asked them is centered around a scene in the film where we meet Daisy Edgar-Jones's character, and we learn about a middle school science fair project that she did as a kid that led her into the idea of wanting to study tornadoes. And it made me wonder, like, do you remember like a high school or a middle school project that was pivotal to you, something you built, something you made, something you turned in that you were proud of? So on the other side of this, I would love to hear if you two each have a school project that you remember that was important to you. Here's the cast talking about theirs. I love when we see that middle school science fair project that you do in the film, and it made me wonder, like, do you guys remember a specific project that you did in middle school or high school that was important to you, that had a relevance maybe to what you do now? Because I just love that. I think it's such a character moment for her. We learn a lot about her through that. So I was wondering, do each of you remember a school project that was important to you?
I mean, I kind of did I remember one where, like the topography of Texas, and like I got to kind of decorate like the different levels of Texas and the different parts of that. I was kind of weirdly proud of that. I'm sure it was absolutely terrible, but that's like the one that's sticking out now.
Yeah, we didn't really do school projects like that, but we did show and tell was a big thing, and so you would like choose the thing that you're most passionate about and do a show and tell. And I think I was like 8, and I did a show and tell about Elvis because I fell in love with a cardboard cutout I saw of him in a museum. So I brought like an Elvis book to school, and like I collected some Elvis themed things, and I think the teachers loved it, and all the kids were like, "Who?" Like, we were so young.
Did you do the voice when you were doing the show and tell?
No, I didn't go that far.
She did grow out her sideburns.
Yeah.
Did you dress like Elvis?
Dressed like big collar. Yeah, that was amazing. No, I didn't do that. No, I can't believe I just.
That was Austin Butler for a second there.
Yeah. Why didn't they cast me? Can we move on?
The screen test with Daisy Edgar-Jones and Austin Butler both going head to head.
Yeah, that is.
Baz Luhrmann just chilling in the corner.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I choose?
What about for you?
I did this this project on the planets. That's like the only science project I remember because it was so hard, and I like really like finished it.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of the fact that I quit a few science projects before I was done with them. Like, I'd be like, this is too hard, and I'll just hand it in the way it is. And the teacher would be like, it's not finished. And I'd be like, yeah, I know, but this is what it is, kind of thing. But I like completed this one.
My favorite scenes in the whole film is when you do the dandelions, and I think it's a beautiful character moment because she's in a quiet, calm space, and she's trying to choose the direction in which to go. For each of you, is there an equivalent to that as an actor? When you go somewhere to kind of get a calm space to figure out a direction you want to go with a part or a line delivery, or how you're going to do a certain scene, like, can you compare that at all to like being an actor and kind of finding that calming space?
Well, I love that. Like, I love that as an actor, you know, that decision making and storm chasing is so big, because if you make the wrong decision, you can chase a storm all the way somewhere and it will just die out. And as an actor, you're sort of faced constantly by huge choices that will completely change the path of your life. You know, yes to a job, no to a job, and it's kind of amazing. You're confronted by it quite a lot. Of like, wow, I really am an agent of my future here. But in terms of a quiet space, like headphones and music is the way to get there for me. Like, I think that really helps to just if it's noisy and it's chaotic, if you can go inwards with that.
It also helps her avoid talking to her castmates.
Yeah.
She,
run away from these.
Yeah, so it's like usually I was like, hey Daisy, a big fan, can I chat? And she's like,
no, what do you do? No eye contact either.
Oh. Okay, cool. All right.
That's such a good question.
Yeah, it is. One more minute. One thing that I do when I'm choosing on what to be a part of is, as a fan of movies, I close my eyes and I try to watch the movie I'm in.
Oh, great.
I literally go, as a fan, would I want to see this movie?
All right, that's the cast of Twisters, Glen Powell, Daisy Edgar-Jones, Anthony Ramos. I only had 4 minutes scheduled for that interview, and Glen Powell was so nice to add that extra time at the end. I ended up getting like 8 minutes or so, so we're going to have more of the interview coming up later this week, part 2. We talk about some of their favorite theatrical experiences as well, but thank you to Glen Powell. He literally turned around and told the timer to add more time to the interview.
He goes, start it over.
Yeah, you got double the time.
He's one of the biggest stars on the planet. So Twisters is in theaters on Friday. We'll have more from the cast coming up this week.
Great stuff.
Thank you guys.
Hey, Matt.
I appreciate it. Good to see y'all.